There is a couple of questions that just kind of feed into a couple of points Nick made there. So one from Matt McPartland from South Liverpool Homes, who touched on whereabouts are you in the journey of having conversations and engaging colleagues around AI use? Have you got any specific tips around convincing reluctant senior management in terms of incorporating AI?
I think you need to remember that whatever you pump out on ChatGPT or CoPilot or whatever else is going into the wider world. So if you're going to do this, my advice would be that you have something, because we're, like many Office 365 site, where we use CoPilot, but we use CoPilot within our IT operating framework. So that means that and in particular, customer relevant data is not going into the wider world. It's staying within Yorkshire Housing, but we're able to draw down the information from the wider world. I think it's the thing about people asking the right questions. So we have done a bit of work with people and I think that's where, interestingly, I mentioned Guy Marshall. That's where he's really helped, because he's just sort of shown the difference between the type of question you ask and the type of answer you get, which is fascinating. So it's about getting people to ask the right questions, and then, as I said before, doing that in a remembering that we're dealing with customer sensitive data very often, or organisational sensitive data, and we'll probably talk about fraud later, I suspect. But that's why it needs to be in a secure environment. I would say for anybody, no, not just managers, for anybody who is unsure about the power of AI, I would say go to your own organisation's website, get a job app, get a job that's advertised, and then run through AI, either ChatGPT, CoPilot, whatever. Ask it to write you a job application for that job, and when you see it done in live time, and then you could then ask them, what do I need to do to become the Chief Exec of Yorkshire Housing? And it will give you a suggested career path as well. Not what I did by blagging your way into the role, but actually a proper set of routes to go. I think that's fascinating, because you see in real time, and the job app was fantastic. The job application that we've done when we've done that on sessions is much better than most of the applications we receive. That in itself is a risk, because we are now receiving a big chunk of AI generated applications. So we're rethinking quite quickly our recruitment process, because we're ending up shortlisting people who are just good at AI rather than good at the job that they're applying for.
Got you. It's a very good point, to be fair, and it's a really interesting one. When you mentioned before and sort of said that point of go to your own website and find the job ad, it popped into my head. Our CEO Pippa put a group message in our Teams channel the other day. She's like, have a little listen to this. She'd grabbed the Prodo website, put it into a Google sort of AI model that Google has, and the result was a 9-minute podcast style voice recording of two people discussing Prodo as a business, or background, or specialism, some of the clients we work with. It's just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But
Ian Wright at Disruptive Innovation Network did exactly the same to me 2 weeks ago. Sent me a podcast of that had been AI generated, comparing Yorkshire Housing's business strategy with Bromford's business strategy. Fascinating. Really? And it was like, my God, that has been generated on AI. Not one human has been near that or spoken. But what a fantastic debate. It's nearly as good as our own podcast, Raising the Roof. Quick plug, but that's it for me.
Yeah, and what everyone doesn't realise on the call is none of us are actually on this call. It's just AI talking now.